Well, hello and welcome into the Boise State Esports Arena. This voice cannot be good. Tonight is the start of the NACE Collegiate Rocket League semifinals. Only one match to go to find out who's going to be at the grand finals in Florida. The winner will go there. The loser will start looking for a summer job. Super sad, but because this match is so important, we're going to bring in a real pro to tell the story. Star of Screen and Screen, the Danger Taco. With no CRL on the horizon this spring, Taco, is this the default national championship bracket?
I would say it's one of. There's maybe, I would say debatably another one in CECC, but in total,
okay, well, let's
with
debate.
no CRL.
What are you saying? The 16 top teams from all over, not just NACE, somehow?
I would say so. I mean, at the end of the day, this is kind of the interesting part about CRL not being present in this semester, is that all these other conferences get a chance to go like, no, actually, it is us that is the default national championship. But that's also just what the collegiate ecosystem is and what it really should be. It should be multiple different conferences kind of clashing against each other, competing for a title of saying, hey, this is the tournament we want to play in. And NACE has been around for a really long time. They focus on a lot of different esports, but Rocket League, obviously, one of the most popular entries, as it's one of the easiest things to put on. And honestly, I think this is probably the one where when you look at the top four, you're not seeing any kind of weird random teams, because it's a kind of a smaller conference. NACE is well known. Obviously, the teams you're going to see in the semifinals, like tonight, are teams that everybody would recognize if they watch any CRL.
Everybody would. And there's, just a handful missing, but there are some missing. As we take a look at the bracket, what gets us here tonight. There's another match happening right now over on the LCU channel, and we're going to bring some of that up here just in a little bit. But you see West Virginia and LCU on the other side. But as you jump out, there are some clear other CRL teams that are in this, but not all of them. So with St. Clair in there and Ole Miss in there, who's not here? Who should we be looking for in a couple weeks in Arlington?
The main thing that I always notice is that sometimes major colleges like Northwood, they just don't want to come out to some tournaments. They're just like, we're just going to kind of settle down. We're just going to kind of play whatever. And then we don't necessarily see those teams start to pop up. We don't see Fisher sign up for a lot of things unless it's like a really large prize pool. But you will typically always see Akron. They enter absolutely everything. They've entered RLCS quals together. They've entered into kind of bubble tournaments together. They've won the Stride weeklies together. Even their B team has signed up for those and won those before. So clearly these guys are just grinders. They just want as much competition as possible. And I would say the same for Boise, obviously. I mean, the boys have been entering a lot of tournaments together, which I do like. If you want to form that true team cohesion, you want to play as much as possible, and what better way to do that than at even the next level up, quote unquote,
well, here's
in
what's
kind
crazy
of the semi-pro
too,
level.
Preston, Woozy, Gill, Boosa, Tristan, Bullseye, and Patty on the Akron side, they actually play on teams together. They cross over a lot, and this group scrims an awful lot. What's crazy is they've only played twice in Rocket League in the last 3 years. But as they get ready to go in here, they are split coming into this matchup. Boise State lost the last one at CRL Worlds and won the previous one in 2021. And nobody except Tristan was playing on Akron when that happened. So it'll be interesting. Kinda not the same thing, different record. So what are we going to see early, say, from Akron?
I think when you're looking at Akron lately, you're noticing just how fast they like to play. I mean, obviously that's kind of a generic compliment to pay to a team, but I think when I watch Akron, it's one of those teams, along with Boise, I mean, to your program's credit, having a team that not only just has mechanical players, but they're all playing off each other. It's really a type of team where the moment you start to try to take a calm breath and resettle everything is where the ball just gets shoved right back in your face. You really have to play razor sharp for 5 minutes straight, and I think there's very few teams that are able to actually do that. So honestly, getting into this one, pretty psyched to see how this one's actually going to completely turn out, because honestly, this is like a coin flip for some people, and depending on how the kind of momentum gets started, I guess we'll have to see really which team is going to be actually setting the pace.
Boise on the orange side, and which is appropriate, and the Zips on the blue. Bullseye back in the corner, doesn't get the big boost, kicks it back out to the middle. Durtho gets it back in the corner. Woozy trying to get it connected. It's going to dribble in front. Preston there to meet it. They're just trying to get it back in there for that second touch. Looks like it's going to get cleared. Woozy with the chase, can't do it. Boise State on defense.
That's a heavy deflection. That's actually going to be all the way on target, if not for Tristan being able to tap that one away. Bullseye with the extension and then into Patty. Stuff like that, the coordination between Akron, that's what makes them really good lately. Just the fact that that turns into a barely save, now into an actual attacking opportunity. First goal going to Bullseye.
All right, no stress here, of course, as we get into this, but that's a great putback. Tristan with the pass. Patty tries to clear some folks out, and just being there was able to at least attract attention. Get ready to go. 4:10 left. Akron leads 1-0. Boise State trying to get control of this opener. No, stolen away. Durtho has got to change direction, get back in the corner. He's going to get a clear. Patty's going to be in position there. Nobody, oh, that was a weird bounce in the corner. Nobody up for Boise to do it, and nobody actually touches it.
And now just kind of some more awkward deflections and making sure Tristan just throwing that one into somewhat open space. However, he doesn't get all the touches. Bit of a miss, actually. Might have opened things up for Boise on the counterattack. Bullseye's getting back, but he's not fast enough for that one. Durtho lurking downfield to tie us up.
And you look at this. This was a great, we heard the boom there. I didn't even see where it was and who got it. Somebody blew somebody else up. And that made defense a little bit harder to play. 3:41 to go in game one. This is a best of 7. Kaboom at the start here. Tristan takes out 2. Durtho able to just put himself in position to get some decent spawns, but they're low on the Boise State side. They're full on the Akron side. A lot of control here. Patty plays it off the top there. Funky bounce. Durtho able to get in the corner, but doesn't get the big boost. Stolen by Patty, but he's going to play it. Is he going to get a second touch? He's not able to. Boise State just trying to keep it on the zip side and struggling to do that. That's on target. Tristan tries to redirect it, can't do it. Bullseye misses the shot. Preston down in the corner. Boise State on offense.
So we will be able to see another attack actually going through. They're not necessarily the best angle for a double tap, so naturally it's going to go by the wayside. Doesn't look like Akron have much of a counter. Of course, demo kind of helps, but only if the first one is actually on target. Tristan fight for his life out of the corner, just trying to get a pass off, and eventually will relent to Patty. Double tap, turned away. Durtho trying to make his presence known, both on offense and defense. And Boise certainly having a lot of defense to play right now. Akron trying to make sure they lock down this half, set up some camp, and it looks like we might have a little double commit there, but it looks like it will be remedied somewhat to go back to mid.
Woozy with the self-dribble, can't do it, but it's going to bobble in there, and Preston just comes underneath. Not probably planned as we take a look at this. Woozy up in the air, goes for that second touch, but it falls. Preston, like a cheetah, sees the prey, pounces. Great closing speed.
Yeah. A lot of respect paid to Woozy there, and that's exactly why you like to take those air dribbles. I think you know pretty early on into an air dribble whether or not you're going to be able to get it over the defender, whether you have enough time to get a reset. And so quick thinking from Woozy as well as quick thinking from Tristan as I'm trying to break down the previous goal. We already got another one as right off kickoff, Tristan just sees a little bit of a slimmer of goal and takes his shot.
Yeah, nobody, well, Durtho coming from the other side trying to get in position. That just came down so much quicker than anybody thought it would. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. Tied up here in game one. This first game is super important, but obviously lots to play. Patty tries to get it in there, gets demoed in the process. Bullseye can't get a touch on it. Woozy going to take it down. Patty with a little pre-jump there. Actually puts himself in a nice position. He's also going to, actually gives up the big boost in the center there. Looking for an opportunity. Tristan with a miss, but Bullseye there. Just trying to get control of it again. This is a nice one. High. Preston chases it into the corner. Just a lot of just volleying back and forth like tennis warm-ups. Well, until we get this shot right here and then into the corner.
Kind of spooky when you get those first touches. You're flying up for it, and about halfway through, you know that's not going to be the most ideal touch. But that's exactly why all the players are in comms. You have to be able to communicate when someone has to get on it and when someone else has to take over. Speaking of, Durtho trying to take over. That's a solo play from the dunk. Doesn't quite work their way through, but shot still temporarily kind of sitting in the danger zone up until Bullseye will clean things up. And I gotta say, pretty frenetic for game number one. This is pretty classic Rocket League kind of casting, but typically in game one, you have to have the teams warm up into the pace of the series, and very often do we see teams kind of make mistakes. I do not see mistakes from these two sides often, but right now it's just kind of noting that there's some dive-ins that might not be working out as we get into the series. Right now it makes for a very back and forth affair as these bounces continue to come on through.
Broncos trying to get the go-ahead here in game one. 50 seconds left. Preston's going to try to get a putback, a second touch himself. challenge there, a little bit bumped. Woozy back solo, gets it in the corner, second touch, it's gonna drop. Patty looking for an opportunity, gets a shot, Dirtho there, puts it away. As it stays down there, big clear needed. Woozy, oh, he likes this one, but Patty knows it. They play together too much. 30 seconds left, still all tied up. The Broncos trying to get the go-ahead, all the pressure from Akron at this point.
Ooh, that's kind of an awkward one. Bullseye actually completely turns on it, and I really thought that was an overconfident turn, but no one is really going to be missing those, especially when you're skillful as Bullseye. Really well done, and so unfortunate. Boise, you can have everything locked down, but then just one errant bounce is the one thing you don't account for.
Now, like offensive rebounds, if you get more of them, you get more shots in basketball. Ooh, this is a funky touch. This one may go in itself. Nope, it's going to be the crossbar, the fourth player for the Broncos. It's going to be up high. Boise State's got to keep this alive, or they're going to drop game one in this best of 7. Dirtho kicks it down to the end. Akron only needs to ground it, and they're going to dribble it and do just that. It's Boise State 2, Akron 3. Akron takes the first match. First map.
And I granted, it's a tough game to play against Akron. I mean, this is one of the best teams in the nation, and they've been probably one of the best legacy squads from the start of CRL all the way back in like the mid to 2010s all the way to now. So it's not necessarily surprising to see them play this well, but I have to say it's not necessarily anything I would say that the Boise team has to really be worried about. I mean, you can see them on the player cams. They're just kind of chatting it over, discussing what needs to be cleaned up, but otherwise they know what has to happen. I mean, at the end of the day, Akron will always be a handful, and I think losing just off of one kind of crazy deflection and one kind of like kickoff goal, those are things that can be remedied.
No, in fact, this is exactly the kind of game I think or match anybody would hope for here. I mean, Nate Meeker built this team, built their Rocket League presence 5-6 years ago. They're one of the oldest and most successful teams. We are following the pseudo-CRL map rotation. Manfield was first. This is forbidden. I like this one a lot. So much pink. We need more pink in these maps. A lot of fun. So as we get into this, do you see anybody really warming up? Anybody who's kind of got the handle already?
I'm going to say straight up no. I would say that's the kind of the most of the time when in these games, I think there's kind of deciding who has the hot hand. And I think just like in kind of basketball in a way, if you have someone who's really on it today, I mean, I feel like most players know to just keep feeding that player the ball. Tristan, as always, is just so reliable. He's scoring some nice shots, setting up some nice goals for Akron. But the thing is, they are not necessarily into a trend because we only have one data point to really go off of in that game number 1. So game number 2 on, I would have to say, probably the prettiest map in the game. We'll have to see if the gameplay from Boise is equally as breathtaking as we're trying to at least get out of our half for the start of it. Woozy trying to do so slowly, and we'll only be there halfway as 2 players.
Well, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but we have switched colors. You do not need to adjust your phones, your laptops. They're trying to do this. Tristan with a shot opens it for Akron in game 2. 4:22 in, gets that first goal.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes maybe players just like their car decals on one team rather than the other, and they just want to make sure their car looks good, because then they'll play good. And of course, Tristan also playing good. Don't really need much of an invitation, kind of an open read there. Just has a contest, kind of putting a hand up as Boise, but not quick enough. This one, more than fast enough. Dirtho able to cut that one out before anything too dangerous goes through. Woozy with a follow-through will at least get to Bullseye, but problem is we can't do much else because everyone else getting demoed or just trying to get boost to be able to catch up with the attack.
Well, skins equal wins, I think, is what you're saying. Self-dribbled himself. Nobody in position with any speed to put it back. Dirtho, a close dribble there. It's going to be on. Somebody's got to touch it, and it's Woozy who gets up there. He plays that backboard really well. Player said early on as they get a big clear, pressed into Woozy. This is a pass, probably back to middle. Dirtho in position to get it. They were referring to Bullseye as the demo merchant. And we've seen him do a little bit of that, but when he's playing super comfortable, he does it all the time. Bangs out there. Woozy gets control of it again. Patty tries to get the 50, just kind of brushes it. Dirtho with a shot into the corner. Second touch, pressed in, and it's in. Boise State ties it up. 3:28 left. That was a nice little pass. Reminiscent of the 90s, let's just say Trailblazers. Little three-way there.
I like some Portland love there, but at the end of the day, I also like when players go for the feints right there. Dirtho ricochets one on the hook shot off the corner and then jumps for the ball, but not necessarily to be able to get in the way or get a 50, but really just to make the defense have to pause, because they already know they're too far away, so they really just have to wait for Dirtho's shot. But when it never comes in, then that means Preston has basically a full 3 seconds to set that shot up. So well done on the first attack. Dirtho tried to get one of his own, though. All turned away by Patty, as well as landing directly in front of the follow-through. So really, Boise is going to have to really be working for a lot of these attacks. Akron doing really well in the follow-throughs.
That bump almost really messed up Boise's day. Was able to get a touch on it, Dirtho was, but they haven't been able to clear it. These, I mean, seems like when teams get clears, they are big clears. Double commit the corner. Patty steals the boost. Boise State is starved. Preston with nothing, Dirtho with nothing, but they can't connect. Losing with 32 measly. And he gets demoed in the process. So actually, he just gets more. But with 2:35 left to play in this. Back and forth, but Boise State not doing themselves any favors by having to play so much defense. They need to get those passes going again, get them downfield a little bit. But with Patty constantly hitting that corner, stealing that boost, it is super tough for them. They may have a shot here. Bullseye redirects it. Preston back into the corner. Just about 2 minutes left. Tied 1-1.
And this is exactly what I was talking about with Akron playing incredibly fast, because it's almost like they're getting bonus points or in their own head for stealing away the boost. Every single touch is high, it's difficult, it's quick. They have an immediate follow through, and they go for a boost. So when you're playing a lot of defense, it's really just not up to you. You're just trying to make sure you're grabbing enough pads to even jump off the ground more than halfway up the field, and then being able to get your touches. And when they do get some touches, Boise's trying to throw it forward and only do so much, because then they have to play catch up and deal with players like Tristan hook-shotting their way almost to a goal past everybody, but even he can't put that one past absolutely everything, including the post.
Demo Merchant, Bullseye starts that slaughter fest, and then both Woozy and Preston get one of their own. These teams, they give each other the grief. Okay, back in the middle there, Tristan trying to get control of it. Woozy back playing the wall, looking for that opportunity. Doesn't get a big clear. Patty gets it back in there, but can't get it connected. Those are shots they're going to want back. Probably VOD review those. Bullseye recentering it. Preston with a pass now. No one there to receive it. If it drops, maybe they'll get it. Dirtho going deep all the way back, and a shot. Accidental. Woozy can't get a touch on it. Dirtho's going to try to play it, control it, get it back. Pass to Preston. Off. Thankfully gets enough of it that it doesn't go in on the redirect. Still tied 1-1. 45 seconds left to go in this game.
In the last attack, we actually did see Boise go for that infield pass. But the problem is Patty wasn't rotating back, because they knew that that was probably the most likely outcome if Dirtho's slowing down. So gotta make sure Boise does not telegraph these passes too much. As same with Akron, they actually had a pass right after that also got picked off. So clearly you have to go kind of unconventional in your ladder attacks, or at the very least hit the ball. There's nothing there. Woozy grabbing a lead with under 30 to go.
Cade Hall, the pride of Arlington, Texas. He shows up for the fans tonight, who we know are watching. 24 seconds left. The go-ahead puts a lot of pressure on Akron, a little bit less on Boise. They just need to keep it in play downfield. They need to control it. They need to not allow an easy touch or an easy redirect. In fact, another goal would help a lot. Bullseye back in goal, tries to make it happen. 10 seconds left.
You're going to see Woozy get the initial contact, but I do like to follow through. It forces Akron to wait and then kind of throw something forward. Actually, so far that the defense doesn't immediately read it. That's why Preston is there, just to be able to kind of call it off, let Dirtho carry it, and now Woozy to dunk it on down. 1-1 in the series. A solid response in the end.
Yes, it is. We've got DFH coming up next. You know who else has DFH right now? LCU and West Virginia, both tied at 1 in their match. We're keeping an eye on that. Maybe we'll bring it up here if we get a chance. Grimm and Giardini holding it down for LCU, doing a great job with that broadcast. Coach Hunter is going to make some. If you're Coach Hunter for Akron, what are you asking? And I'm not asking, for myself as a coach here. I'm asking for the broadcast and the viewers at home.
I would say when you are playing in games like this, oftentimes it's going to come down to almost like a John Madden-esque term of making less mistakes than the other team. Because everyone knows these teams are lethal. You're playing incredibly well. Yes, you have to be more coordinated. Yes, you have to go for your passes better. But the biggest thing I'm noticing out of Akron is they're biting off too much on a lot of these attacks. There's moments where they have the attack going, everything's cooking, and then you turn around after a missed shot and suddenly, oh, we left it wide open. That's really what led to that second goal. You're tailing, you're trying to get a hit over your shoulder, and you just can't do it in time. Woozy berries and kind of shaking your head. You're thinking back, even you mentioned, they're going to be regretting those open nets, and that's what happens. Yeah, you can miss some shots, but if you're not touching the ball on defense and giving away freebies, then it's always going to cost you.
It is. As we get ready for this map, I am dropping into it. We're all tied up. It's become a best of 5 now. Both of these teams tied up. Tries to get control. Tristan in the middle. Durtho just kind of banging it back and forth. This is the early kind of batting it around moment. No one really has much of an offense going. No one really in position. Now it starts to play like Rocket League. Patty back in the corner. Gets control of it again. It's high. Colors are the same as they were last time. Different than game 1. Ooh, that was a nice little pop-up. If Tristan had any boost, he might be able to get up there and put a shot on, but can't really get it. Big clear by Patty. Come back down there, just rally, volley. Anybody with a second shot? Durtho a little bit too deep. He's got to play defense. Gets in there, gets a little bit of a 50 double. Woozy gets it back to Durtho. That was a pass. I can tell you that shot can't get his own follow. Preston doesn't really bang it in there, but gets that 50, a little pop up. Anybody to follow? Bullseye's pretty much out of juice there. But manages to get it downfield until Woozy blocks it. This is the first time in a while they've actually gotten control. Preston with a nice cut and save there as they kick it around here. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left, still scoreless in game 3.
We'll see some nice turns in place, actually, from a lot of these teams. And I think we're starting to see, not necessarily the unconventional come through, but a lot more aggressive half rotations where it's not just waiting for your next teammate to come through. Sometimes if you have enough more than enough boost, you might as well just turn and take it yourself. Speaking of, Tristan, never afraid to do so. However, he's completely out now. He has to wait for the rebound, and that would have been Patty if not for the fact that he's last back. Woozy trying to take it himself, and I will take no chances cutting in, just to be able to help out his compadre there. No clear from Tristan, though. A little awkward as was I going to have to carry through. Honestly, a lot of nervy touches coming through. I'm still surprised that we're still starting to see this.
Yeah, trying to get, well, actually, interesting play there to stroke. And it, you know what? Interesting turns into a goal for Akron. Just as patient. Preston doesn't do as much with it and then just gets it stole right away from him.
I mean, there's always those kind of weird... I mean, at least just talking about that last one. I mean, those are the kind of the awkward moments when the ball is rolling that slow. Typically, a lot of your clears on defense come from the momentum of the ball. But when it's slow, you have to not only pay attention to whether you're getting bumped, but you have to also pay attention to the play in front of you. Can you catch it? Can you bring it down? Can you possess? Do I have to hit it forward? Do I have enough boost to air dribble? Can I air dribble? There's a lot of questions. I feel like right there, or maybe a little too many of the processors inside the head of Boise were a little overloaded.
Yeah, when you get into the flow of it, you get into a good rotation, and you're pretty much just like tennis, just back there wailing. Can't get it in. Preston tries to get it down there. Durtho with a connection. Preston, third man, looking for that opportunity, and he's going to be in the right spot. Just directs it. Watch for that 50. Here it comes. Bullseye. Oh, that was a nice touch there in the demo. He's got a little bit of a power play for 3 seconds, and then he gets down there. Durtho with a second touch. Oh, my goodness. That's one of his best. Was unable to connect on it there. Patty dropping back to do this. About 2 minutes left in this. Akron with the score, but it feels like it's been Boise State with the pressure.
Yeah, Boise has been getting good, solid looks, and I really do mean solid, particularly because Akron been a little precarious there. Patty, someone into no man's land. That's not really a destination you want to be able to find yourself trekking to, but it's fine. He'll maybe make up for it with the back post, but going to be turned away. Problem is all these clears from Boise. It's doing well for their defense, but defense does not turn into offense unless there's some form of transition. Right now, it's just kind of black and white. You're just moments where they're clearing it and then somewhat moving forward, but not really anything into consistent pressure. And I think that's the issue, is that if you're not getting consistent pressure, you have to make sure the shots you do take are flawless. Patty maybe trying to demonstrate, but that double just barely going to miss.
Though high off the wall, there was unable to get his own dunk there, Patty was. Bullseye without a demo for a while, actually playing the game fully here, not really getting that opportunity. Patty with a steal. Durtho with a putback. Can he get a pass? He really can't. It's just going to linger there. Oh, great patience by Bullseye. Sean, instead of being a demo merchant, Sean was a break your ankles merchant right there. He gets that second one. It's a go ahead. Well, that's 2 now. With 1 minute and 11 seconds left, they got to play faster. Akron's going to get game 3.
It's good presence of mind from Bullseye, and he is someone who wears a lot of hats for Akron. You mentioned he goes for a lot of physical play, but at the end of the day, he is the distributor. He had the most assists in almost, I think, all of CRL when it came to the last semester, and really when it comes down to plays like that, he also knows that he has the presence of mind to just sit there and say, hey, I know Boise has to dive with this. I know that I am ahead of the curve. They are trying to catch up, so that's a perfect chance to fake. It's an unfortunate one for Boise, but they still have a little bit of space. Hopefully if they get this flick fast enough. Fortunately, with limited boost, trying for the 180, and that's not going to fool Tristan.
No, he was very, very patient. They're trying to give a little bit back. Preston with his own. My goodness, this is going on the highlight reel for sure. Preston, little dribble, little tires action, bounce, and then slide, little roll. Look at that killer instinct from him. He smiles. I've seen it. Not often, but I've seen it.
You got to be careful. Yeah, you got to be careful. I snapped a picture of Bullseye at the tournament last year for CECC, and the actual esports director said I've never seen him actually smile before that. Dirtho able to get the goal through. What is happening here? Preston again causing mischief.
Yeah, they're all up in their business going, hey, you guys gonna stop us here? There wasn't enough to really get demos, but definitely enough to get in their way. With 25 seconds left, Boise State ties it up. They're looking for the go-ahead now. Patty high in the sky, going to play it out of the corner. Doesn't really have much there. It's going to linger in front. It's a redirect, but that's kind of perfect for Preston. If Tristan isn't up there to meet him. Now Woo's trying to get off the ground here. 10 is everybody trying to make sure this doesn't go to overtime because it's like a whole new game where you can't make one mistake. It's going to get off the wall. Nicely done there, and Bullseye able to close it out with 1 second left. It's not over, but it might be over in game 3.
And a flip reset double tap from Tristan. Yeah, everybody knows that's on target, which is why there's no aerial at the ball. It was just in the path, knowing that they're probably going to get the deflection. But if Boise knows that, then Akron certainly does as well. In their comms, they're just lurking in front of the net, and that's a highly unfortunate way for that one to end, particularly with the comeback so close to succeeding. But either way, I mean, these are all very narrow games. We've yet to see a match where someone is taking a lot of risks and just getting punished immediately. If it's all just down to a singular shot potentially as the game changer, then very much in control for both teams.
Okay, as we're taking a look here, looking right now, West Virginia up 2-1 over LCU. They're in game 4 now, looking to tie it up. LCU leading with 30 seconds left. As I mentioned before, Grimm and Giardini on that call for LCU. They're doing a great job trying to get their broadcast rolling, and exciting to see them do that. LCU, you're talking with the players before. No one's really surprised that they've made the run that they have for Lubbock Christian. It's been pretty phenomenal. These 4 teams are pretty fantastic. It's sad to see any 2 of them go home at this point and not get that trip. Hopefully, NACE, you're watching right now, and you'll hear that we should be bringing a lot more teams to the LAN at the end. Do you disagree?
There's a lot of... No, I mean, this is my biggest complaint with a lot of tournaments is that typically, as someone who works on the esports side a lot of it just comes down to budgeting. You have to not only pay for the prize pool for a lot of these teams, but at higher levels, you also pay for lodging or getting them discounts or getting agreements with the hotel chains near the venue. You have to pay for the venue rent. You have to pay for the venue internet sometimes. I know DreamHack pays out a fortune just to afford high bandwidth internet for all these LAN events. So there's a lot of expenses. Sometimes the budget, they really only want to pay for just a couple teams. Ideally, should be having multiple squads there play on LAN. But that's not my decision. At the end of the day, you got to earn it. And certainly all 4 of these teams are definitely worthy of that title, which is why, as you mentioned, this series and the other one are incredibly close. Preston trying to make it not so close as that one. Again, a little bit of an air dribble into a bump action from Boise, their bread and butter.
That was a flinch block, if anything. I mean, he's going to claim that he did that on purpose. Preston tries to get it down the corner, can't do it. Dirtho not really in position. He's got to go back, get boost, play defense so that they don't get scored on right away here. But yeah, that was a flinch block if ever there was one. Bullseye with another demo on Dirtho. He's turning into that demo merchant like he was before. Preston into the corner here, trying to kick it around. Unable to get much on it. Tristan unable to really get it reset. It's just going to kind of bounce around. There's a big clear. Nobody gets control on it, runs into the corner here. Anybody with a second touch, Bullseye runs it around. I always think of that like hockey, when you just kind of run it around through the corner behind the goal, just to get it velocity and out of there, maybe get a pass on a Woozy in position. This is a shot he likes, maybe looking for the pass. Not able to get much in it. Woozy and Durtho having to just back out a little bit and contest at this point since they didn't get the look that they wanted. Preston sitting in the middle there, unclear what's going on. Oh, we have a Rule 1 situation. We have a Rule 1 deciding midfield there. I don't see what happened. I think they're still sitting there though. I don't see who he's locked with, but I think we can do the math, can't we?
Respect there as we're seeing 2v2 open up. Patty plays a lot of that game mode. I'm sure everyone else does, but this one opening up really well. And that's the problem with having less defenders, especially in 2v2. It's kind of a 1v1 situation at times, especially when you get that first flick so well done like Patty. So highly unfortunate. Sometimes you need all three players there, but Akron again showing they're consistent. They have the offense to really persist through any random game mode changes midstream, but I know Boise's also capable of that. Here's bump attempt number 2, a rocket on target, but still not going to beat Bullseye.
Yeah, that was a good pass. Woozy with a putback, but Bullseye's going to be in position there. It was Bullseye and Preston who were locked in the Rule 1 situation, and we'll talk about that during the break, but not while the action's happening. Boise State down 1 with 2:45 to play here. It's going to come back down there. It's going to be 2-0 with Akron up 2-1 at this point. We saw the Boise State squad come back in a previous game when they were down this much. The Om-Nom is a strong and aggressive goal replay. Boise State trying to get control here with 2:40 left to play, but Patty's going to get an early shot.
And right now, I think we're starting to see the havoc of a team that loves to play demo heavy with Akron, not just because it clears the path, but Boise is a highly capable team. The issue is that they really trust each other so much to be able to cover their options, where you have one on ball, you have one maybe downfield in the middle, you have one person back, and they don't really rotate necessarily as close-knit as some other teams. I think that's the problem that starts to creep up, is that once a demo comes out, not only is your defense missing a little bit, but there's whole chunks of the field that are kind of unaccounted for. So make sure that they're not going to let that happen too many other times, particularly with Akron trying to almost take their foot, not necessarily off the gas as being complacent, but they're definitely not pushing forward. They know that this is more about just clock management at a certain point.
Preston demo, that is Bullseye's third in this fourth match. Trying to get it clear, but they are all clustered up. You can't let that happen for very long. Patty gets one on. That was a nice attempt there. Kicks it clear. Tristan with the redirect here. Boise State needs a big clear and they need some boost. They're pretty starved. Patty and Bullseye able to take those long mid rotations into third man and not go back very deep. Keep them up there. Durtho still starved again. Woozy's going to spend everything he's got just trying to contest that one. And this is where it starts to get dangerous, because if Bullseye gets a demo and then gets the corner boost, it's going to make it pretty difficult. Not able to do much. 1 minute left. Boise State needs 2 goals in game 4, where they're going to be at match point, and I mean Akron.
Boise has been able to make those comebacks before. Problem is Akron already knows that they're capable of that, so they're trying to stack a back line, trying to park the bus somewhat, and they're doing so pretty well. Let's get a 50, and then immediately someone's on the follow through. This time it's Tristan, also causing havoc out of the corner by just lobbing it forward. Every single clear is going to waste probably another 5 to 10 seconds every single time. So that's why Boise has to be super efficient. Problem is you can only take out one player at a time. The backboard defense is so solid from Akron. Every option's covered, except if maybe some demos come out. Awkward 50, but right back in the mid anyway.
24 seconds left. Boise State trying to get something, and honestly, Akron just trying to get that third one. Not as much control. Durtho tries to get it clear out. Preston and Woozy are going to chase. They can't even get a 50 on that. Tristan gets control again, and they are just on their heels. I think they're going to Gigi go next this one, make some adjustments in the game to make this happen. I don't know if we'll have it, but they try to get around it one last time. Good. Good. I'm glad they're not going for it. They're trying to get that goal and just swing the momentum back in their way. But I'm not sure if we have it. But that Rule 1 situation was an interesting one, and it kind of led to the go-ahead goal.
I mean, it's one of those rare moments in Rocket League where there's like a kind of a meme rule that you don't have to follow, but it's always kind of cute that all players kind of agree that they still will, even if it's a high stakes series. It is a little awkward though, because yes, the players adjust to it and they understand, okay, now it's 2v2, we can't rotate the same way, but it does open up a lot more risk, because if you dive in and miss, then suddenly it could turn into a 2v2 or just a 1v1, which is way more stressful as a defender, because you know you can't just dive in knowing that someone has your back. And I think that definitely started to give like a little bit momentum to Akron. The second one was kind of a counterattack off of like a missed aerial from Preston trying to rush a play when they didn't maybe have the angle. But either way, I think this is one of those things you just got to take a deep breath in, take this full minute in between games and really understand, yes, it is match point, but it's by no means completely out of our reach. You just got to make sure that you minimize everything. And maybe if it starts having to be passive, that's one thing, but as long as the defense is solid, then I trust the offense to be able to get some shots off and do something lethal.
All right, coming into Deadeye Canyon here, the weather is blue. There's lots of it. The interesting thing is that, you know, if you hit that Rule 1 situation when you're locked up and it's your best player, but these teams don't have a best player. They have 3 best players. So it's just a little bit different. Boise State needs the go-ahead here, or Akron is going to Orlando. Patty kicks it into the corner. Woozy trying to get it out of there. Bullseye gets a touch on it. It's going to be off with a double commit. In that process, they can't really get the handle on it. Durtho's going to try to get it up and play it, but it's going to stay down. Woozy takes that rotation. Preston, nice kick and clear. Woozy, favorite spot on the wall, is going to get a second touch here. Can't get it to go. They may get a second look here. Ooh, no dunk available. Preston has to turn tail and put himself in position to get a nice pinch off the wall. Doesn't quite go where he wants. It's going to be a little bit too in front. Can't get a dunk. Durtho, not enough boost in the tank to get high enough to move that thing out. Woozy with a redirect. Preston, they might have tried to do a team pinch there. But with about 4 minutes, 10 seconds left, still scoreless here, but Boise needs the most out of this game.
Yeah, that's exactly why. You can see the considerations on these touches starting to be a little bit more individualized. Just saying, okay, yeah, we can try for some passes. We can try to just kind of knock it into positions where we can chase, or we can just keep it on top of our hoods, because I trust everyone to do so. Problem is, everything gets unraveled so quickly. Unfortunate there, as Tristan forces out a 50, and that double commit is so hard to predict.
Yep, and that was just perfect placement, as Patty is known to do. It's been interesting as we get closer and closer to the end of Tristan's time. I mean, he's been at school for a little bit. This is his degree year. Going to get married shortly after. Got a chance to chat with him at Sierra Worlds last year. This is such a strong group of people. But I can't like him right now, so let me be honest. Tristan trying to get up in the air. Boise just trying to get, and this is going to create some problems. They're going to need to make some adjustments quick. Unable to get it clear. Tristan with a pop-up, second touch, and then Patty with a finish.
It's a tough play as well, and this is what I was talking about. When everything is so spread out, it's good in a way, because it's almost like zone defense. Everyone has kind of their own roles. You're covering a lot of the field, but the issue is that in Rocket League, the whole point of playing effective offense is to obviously get past the defense, but oftentimes you can just beat the defense by going one at a time, and right now we're starting to see that. Akron just taking on individual flicks, getting a hat trick, as you can see through the animation via Patty, but that's all Bullseye, just baiting in that first challenge and then setting up a flawless lob.
Well, I was hoping that this was going to very quickly, and there's still plenty of time with 3:25 left to play. West Virginia has 3 to Lubbock Christian's 2, and they're looking to possibly go into game 5, game 6. And if Boise State wants to go into game 6 of their own, they got to put 3 on the board really quick. Almost had to put 4 on the board. Preston with a fast break. Deep third man, and Tristan gets it high. Durtho in there in the middle looking for it, and does get it. Not quite pre-jump. Woozy off the wall over there, gets demoed again. That was Patty putting down one of the Broncos. Didn't see who it was. It was Durtho. Excuse me, it was Preston. Kicks it, self-dribble. Oh, and he's in there trying to get, Woozy was trying to get the demo. They're being as aggressive as they can, trying to open that goal up. Unable to do it. It was a quick redirect to send it back the other way.
Well, that's a highly charitable moment there from Bullseye, not being able to live up to the username. But either way, that 3-goal lead still will persist past half-time now, as we will be seeing the 2-minute drill more or less come alive for Boise. And I don't really know what fashion has to take through, because right now Akron doing stuff like that, even when they're not even getting the ball back, they'll just go for you instead, get a demo, and then everything has to reset anyway, just to be able to get some possession back. Akron, this is the kind of side that we saw. This is the same squad that was the first ever full collegiate team to be making an RLCS main event, and it's for reasons like this. They're just so organized. They seem to have every option covered. So when you do take advantage, it has to be through a full team effort. Woozy into Durtho from an angle, but Patty able to get back just in the nick of time.
It almost feels sometimes like Akron's playing with 4 players. They're everywhere all at once. Tristan with a big steal in the air. It doesn't really get to go where he wants it, but it's going to bang around in the corner. He's going to get a second shot on it. Turned away by Preston. Boost stolen again by Tristan in that corner. Going to have all of the opportunity there. Demos need to start coming out. Field needs to start getting cleared, but we just can't get a handle on it. Minute 25 seconds left. Boise State needs quite a bit here, but they're playing too much defense to get the score moving in the right direction. Woozy with the dribble there, can't get the dunk. Preston sees where it bounces, gets in a nice position, keeps it down there, but Tristan full up is going to be able to air dribble and keep it down in that end. And really, Akron's just playing for time. Look at the fighter pilot score on Patty RL's, look at that, 5 goals. That can't be right. No, 5 shots, 3 goals, 3 saves, and a demo.
And best players get involved. The cool thing about Rocket League is that it's not like football. You don't just transition over from offense to defense. You really have to be good at both. There's really a liability if you're not. And a lot of that just comes from being available and being able to play off your team really well. Akron has one of the better systems for how close the players are. Certainly, I've talked to a lot of programs where the players kind of just, they're aware each other exists. They kind of just, you know, talk to each other occasionally. But like Akron players, they're like the best of friends. And I think you can see the chemistry throughout all their play style. They're always constantly looking for each other's passes. They're doing creative things. They can improvise really well. And I think right now, Boise has particularly struggled with that as things have kind of gone down the wire. Mainly just because it's almost like Akron's kind of whittling them down. Final seconds, maybe something for the road of Bullseye. Bungles this one, but it doesn't look like he's in the mood to do so.
Well, the best thing I can say about them is that they're a real team at a real school with a real director and a real coach, and they play real Rocket League. And this is going to be the last one. If they're trying to get one more, somebody just needs to get that thing on the ground. They almost got one there again. And that's going to be Akron that goes on to Orlando, most likely to face off against West Virginia, who they played already this year in a best-of-5. And it was a loss for Akron. West Virginia 3, Akron 2. They've played each other a bunch as well. All these players know each other, and they play multiple times. This isn't it for Akron and Boise State. They're going to play at CECC. Both have already qualified to make the trip to Arlington this year. But in this edition, in the NACE event, it is going to be Akron 4-1 over Boise. So as we get ready to kind of close this thing out, what do you carry into Arlington in a few weeks here at the beginning of May, really, 4 weeks from now? If you're Boise State, what do you carry from this match?
Well, just another lesson learned. I think you guys by far were the best team in West in the previous semester in fall, being able to go farther than every team except one outside of that going through into nationals. So that looks great. Everything's fine. But the biggest issue about any team that is on top or near top is that you have to continue to be at that level and improve in yourself, and then everyone else also gets better. We talk about LCU. They're playing against West Virginia. Whether or not they win that semifinal is up for grabs, but LCU is probably one of the most improved players. They have teams. Yeah. They have 2 rank X players. They just got Dribbs, who I think is at least rank A, so he's disgustingly good. West Virginia is kind of figuring out some kind of kinks in their armor because they had a little awkward moments in fall, but obviously they're still excellent right now. So I think going into Arlington, the biggest thing you got to fixate on is just saying this is a loss, but it's to arguably the best developed team in like the CRL ecosystem in Akron. They've been playing so much together. So just, you know, learn from this, sit down with Waiton, sit down with anyone on the analyst side, and just be able to go through kind of what went wrong. Everything is fixable, and just kind of focus on doing the best the next time. Maybe on LAN, a little bit different. You get a little bit more motivated, the adrenaline coursing through you.
Well, here's an update for you. We may be able to bring it up. Lubbock wins game 5 or 6. And they're in Game 7. Lubbock Christian and West Virginia with 1 to go here. That'll be very interesting to see how that turns out. Now, let me ask you this question here real quick. With Coach Cody Elson gone now from Northwood, moving on to build that program at NC State, which is something I think everybody hoped he would have the opportunity to do, to be at a big Division I school. In fact, we see a lot more Division I schools coming in. Ole Miss, Kansas, West Virginia won, I'm told. Wait, this just in. West Virginia and Akron rematch again at the NACE Grand Finals in Orlando, Florida. So, question to you: as we start to see these big schools come in and start to poach some of the leaders from these other schools, these not Division I schools, do you think we're going to see a swing to fewer and fewer small schools making these big tournaments, or do you think all you need is 3 players and a dream?
I think there's multiple layers. I used to talk with Cody about this, about saying that there's some private schools, especially the smaller schools, where there actually can be like a decent amount of like profit generation out of this for the university, and being able to push esports and really just throw like dump trucks of money into it and say, okay, let's give you a huge lab, let's give you as many pieces as you want, we'll get you like 40, 90 GPUs and everything, we'll be able to recruit like 17 players for 3 different teams or whatever. But when it comes to obviously public schools, even though they have a massive endowment of being like a D1 level school, it gets a little more difficult. But I think it's more about trying to start advertising to those schools and saying, hey, this is not like a niche hobby. This is something that esports people really like. And in my opinion, a lot of the issues people have about those smaller schools, like the Northwoods, like the Fishers, like the IRCs or whatever, that's a self-remedying problem if people see those schools as an issue, because as these larger schools get in, they'll start to throw money at it, and they'll start to understand, oh, there's people who will never once attend our basketball, our football, any of those games, but they will go to an esports center, and they will watch some Valorant, they will watch some Rocket League, they will watch Overwatch, whatever. And I think capturing that and understanding that, oh, we don't even need to throw millions of dollars at this program. We can just like carve out a little bit of the budget and give them something to be able to build from, give ourselves maybe a national spotlight we don't even get in another completely different avenue of student recruitment. I think that's a huge thing to see. And obviously West Virginia, they feel confident. Ole Miss feels confident, as you mentioned. And I think more schools will follow. I think we're probably another half decade out from seeing a true like massive growth in that sector. But it's very encouraging as a fan of the collegiate scene to see these schools actually not only stepping into the pool, but like cannonballing in by actually starting to provide actual real scholarships.
Yeah, and it's been interesting to see how that develops. I mean, the early adopters were able to get those scholarships rolling, but now that they've kind of leaked the cheat code a little bit, you're starting to see these big schools do it as well. When they can get the scholarships flowing, they can attract students. And there's something to be said for a big Division I football school with a real campus, maybe a big Greek community. I say a real campus. I'm not talking about anybody in particular, certainly not any colleges in the Boston area. But if I were, these big campuses, like a great example is Ole Miss, right? Oxford, Mississippi. That's a real college campus in the traditional sense. So very attractive to a lot of players. So I will ask you this one here. I mean, and we're just spitballing here, but what's missing in the storytelling scene for collegiate Rocket League right now? What are we not doing enough of that we should all be doing more of? And maybe I'm hinting at the early CRL shows that you and some talented folks ran, where you were coming up with your own tier systems and all that fun stuff. What's missing?
I think that happens a lot. I think the bigger issue is that the CRL broadcasts are such a massive segment of exposure for the collegiate scene, because the biggest issue I always find with like someone who loves analysis, and I love being able to break down teams and rank teams and whatnot, is that the Rocket League subreddit, for example, has 1.3 million people on it. And then the esports subreddit has 100,000 people on it. And then in collegiate, I would argue it's even smaller within that subsection of people who like esports in general as an RLCS. So having a central line is really nice, but I also just think community figures talking about collegiate, covering events. If you're a caster, you're tweeting out about it, you're letting people know. I mean, I'm shocked how many times on my own personal Twitch stream I will bring up an event and someone says, "Whoa, Kennesaw, I live right down the road from them. They have a Rocket League team and they're good at the game." And it's like, yeah, go support them, go follow their Twitter, go like hype up the players or something. And there's an avenue for collegiate to grow, and I think it will be probably the biggest tier 2 system of esports in the future across many different esports, because it's obviously something that can be funded. It can give you an education. It can pay for your schooling to a certain extent, maybe even just nickel and dime some things, or you just win tournaments in tier 2. But regardless, there's something really endearing about the fact that if you get into esports for the first time and someone's like, "What team do you support?" You kind of look around, you're like, I don't know. These are all disembodied franchises. Yeah, they're
ninjas in pajamas. Oh, they're not a thing anymore, right?
Yeah, like they're just like a random collection of like faceless orgs, whereas it's really nice to know like, oh, I could technically root for my hometown team if you're from Boise, or like, oh, I really like the idea of rooting for UT Arlington or something, or just a school that you can visit the campus, you can meet the players, and I think it's really nice to have like a home team thing, or maybe your home state if you're from Idaho or something.
Well,
so
I have some new numbers from Kurt Melcher, who I was with a couple weeks ago in Worcester. But where is it? These are the numbers of officially recognized programs by division at collegiate universities. Division 1, 362 officially recognized programs in Division 1 college. Division 2, 313. Division 3, 240. And over 200 community colleges with officially recognized esports units. Now, that doesn't mean scholarship. We know in Division 1 it's about 110 schools with some kind of scholarship or support, and about 90 with full-time dedicated staff. Division 1, football schools, FBS schools. And aside for you, are you seeing more awareness or support around actual schools than you used to? It used to mostly be just players. Are you seeing people who are fans of schools, not just players now?
Yeah, I'm actually seeing a lot of, I think that's the biggest actually thing in RLCS I've noticed. And this is something I've actually tweeted out and as a debate topic, and it got some people back and forth. It's like, I argue most people are not a fan of orgs. They're a fan of the players. Because when players leave some orgs, they don't root for that org anymore. They're like, oh, Justin's going to Shopify. I'm a Shopify fan now or something. So I think with collegiate, players can rotate in and out, and you can be fans of those players. But if a certain player graduates, if you're an alumnus, or if you're from that town, or if you grew up because your dad is an alumnus or something, you don't stop liking that squad. You like the school. And I think we're starting to see fan bases grow because of the schools. I mean, Wichita State, for example, is a rabid fan base of people who absolutely love their esports team. Every time I broadcast them, I have 50 people coming into the chat just being degenerates in the best
Shocker
possible
Nation
way.
Is real.
Oh, yeah. And they're just screaming their heads off. And I'm like, that I don't really think happens in the same fashion sometimes with pro orgs. I mean, some of them carry a big fan base. People certainly tune in when they know the team is playing. But just the passion that collegiate players and the fans on campus have is just another level. And I can't wait for that to start to be unlocked a bit more, which is why I'm excited that collegiate is starting to turn some brands' heads and say, oh, this is actually an avenue in which we can invest in that's actually pretty cool, because we can invest into it not just only cash money, but we can also say scholarships, which if you're in a program that doesn't completely fulfill your scholarship requirements, then you can earn money and then pay off your debt. And as someone who is going to be paying off my debt until like 2050, it sounds pretty good deal to me if I had that opportunity.
For sure. Well, we'll get you out of here on this. And production, I don't know how you got the old man filter just on mine. He looks normal, but I don't understand it. We're going to work on that. We will end here with the top 5 in just a second. If you're sticking around, as you should, not you, Taco, but the Mountain West semifinal versus Colorado State in Valorant is next. Valorant with an opportunity, again, third year in a row to win the Mountain West title. They didn't last year. They did the year before, and that'll punch their ticket to CECC as well. But as we get out of here on this, thank you so much for your time and for jumping in and giving your really intelligent voice and charisma to the college scene. They love you for it. We love you for it. And thank you so much for doing this. So any big thoughts before I full send it?
No, outside of just thanks for having me. Always fun to be able to participate. I love helping out really any of the collegiate scene in any broadcast potentials or just talking through stuff. I mean, that'd be great. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I appreciate how just hard in the paint Boise's going for this, because you guys not only invest in your esports center, but I mean, you have your kind of broadcast center. You have this kind of like studio in a way that you used, I know, for your NACE broadcast, where you're at like kind of the center hub desk, but then there's also that kind of like a side area, like in like a kind of home studio. So a lot of programs don't feel the need to do that because, frankly, they don't really need to. You just need to set players up and put them on a camera, but I think it adds another level of kind of production value that I really do appreciate. So always a huge fan of how Boise, you guys try to not just meet the bare minimum, you try to go above and beyond. And I see other programs. Shout out to University of Minnesota. They don't have a huge budget, but I always think their broadcasts run really well. So I'm a huge fan of any student-run organizations or people at the university helping out the student-run clubs and organizations and running a really tight broadcast package, because otherwise people are not going to be able to see these games. And if you're going to watch it, always nice to have some good quality production behind it.
Yep. Well, congrats to everybody involved tonight. Tough luck for our colleague Brandon Hackett over at LCU. Not going to be making the trip to Florida, but Josh Steger and that squad from West Virginia is going to take on Nate Meeker. I just said Nate Maker. Okay, get me off the camera. We're going to jump to a top 5, and we'll take a break and come back. Taco, thank you so much. We'll see you all soon.
What's up?
And you look at this. This was a great, we heard the boom there. I didn't even see where it was and who got it. Somebody blew.
Well, he's certainly having a lot of defense to play right now. Akron trying to make sure they lock down this half, set up some camp, and it looks like we might have a little double commit there, but it looks like it will be.
That was a nice little pass. Reminiscent of the 90s, let's just say Trailblazers.
Grabbing a lead with under 30 to go.
Cade Hall, the pride of Arlington, Texas. He shows up for the fans tonight, who we know will sure rest. Dribble, little tires action, bounce, and then slide, little roll. Look at that killer instinct.
tell me what you say. Turn the lights on. Turn the light, tell me what you say. Turn the light, tell me what you say. Tell me what you said. 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 Turn the light, tell me what you say.
Wandering in his place, how I'm gonna spend my time searching open space, so we still come back for more. Leaving it behind isn't always easy, but how we tried. No more. I see you hide. The stars aligned, and we had everything to heal us. No fear, no fight, as we decide.
Hello and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. You're watching our coverage of the Mountain West 2024 season. All 11 schools participating, looking to win and represent the Mountain West in the CECC May Madness in Arlington, Texas. Boise State is currently in the West Conference, looking to pick up a semifinal win tonight against Colorado State to advance to the finals. My name is Dallin Starnes, and I am joined here today by Hayden Dalton. How you doing?
Doing good. You know, it's been a bit since I've been up here.
Well, I do want to talk to you about this real quick. There was a little bit of a silent nerf that went on very recently, and I'm starting to wonder if this is going to take effect into the games that take place today. Viper had a bit of, a silent nerf where now her time up for smokes, the maximum time that they can be up went down from 13 to 11 seconds, which doesn't sound like that big of a deal when you're just looking at numbers, but like in the actual game, it sounds like it could be a little bit of a...
Yeah, listen, 2 seconds isn't a lot, but 2 seconds in Valorant time, that is a lot of time.
That's half of the time it takes you to defuse a bomb, so it could be a game changer. It could be a game changer.
Just think of how many times you see smokes go down at just the wrong time and it just leaves you exposed, or vice versa. And so there's going to be pretty big ripples from even something just that small, and especially with how we've seen Boise State use their Viper. You see Viper in a lot of the matchups. We'll just kind of have to see how they adapt, or even if it really feels any different.
Well, from what I've heard, Lotus has been banned. Split has been banned, so that means our first match is going to be on Sunset. Ew. But that's okay. Personal judgments against Sunset aside, completely putting those aside,
Yep.
How you feel about Sunset?
You know, the one match I did see that Boise State pulled off Sunset, it looked pretty great. I'll admit the map is a little interesting with some of these sites, but Boise State seems to know how to work around these and play an efficient attack and defense.
I've tried so hard, but before we even talk about that, I want to talk about Doc's keys to the game, and in Valorant specifically, that is going to be flank efficiently, spend and peek wisely, diminish their econ and loot, and this one is from me specifically. Don't trust the right click. Now, you might be wondering, what does that mean? And that means on the first round buy, just don't try and right click with the classic. It doesn't work out. That gun got nerfed. It doesn't work like it used to. And
Yeah,
just don't try.
You're not hitting that air shot, triple hit.
Yeah, it's
but you still have a chance. There's always the chance.
Oh, the gambler's mentality. I see you.
Listen,
yeah, it's I don't know. I've tried time and time again, and we see some of our players up on stage getting ready for their match against Colorado State. I don't know. I've seen so many moments, and I've had so many moments. I could tell you from experience, I just don't trust classic right click like I used to. We used to be best friends.
They had each other's back through and through.
Now I don't even feel like I know them anymore. It's tragic, really. Well, I mean, as we prepare for this, I mentioned earlier that we are going to be going to Sunset. Do you have any idea what kind of picks we think we might be seeing?
No Clove, first off.
No Clove. Clove is currently ineligible for this collegiate tournament. But
yeah,
that aside.
Yeah, I would just love to see how these teams would use her efficiently because she has a crazy kit.
Oh yeah,
But,
absolutely.
Going through past that,
The duelist controller.
we mentioned the Viper nerfs. We're probably still going to see a Viper.
Hmm.
Vipers seems very strong and just kind of off these sight lines on this map. We may even see a swap to a Harbor. At least one other smoke, so Brim or Omen, maybe
We have seen
Astra.
Yeah, we have seen on Icebox specifically, we have seen Daimyo play Harbor consistently. So I imagine that we would probably see that again. On Sunset, I'm getting a little bit of a Gecko vibe. I'm not sure from which team specifically, but I'm getting a little bit of that vibe just based on like the map's layout. It just seems like one of those where on B side specifically, you just kind of want to send out your wingman to be the sacrificial lamb, get that plant down. In terms of other controllers, I think Astra would probably be a really good pick.
Yeah, you kind of double up with the very big walls at
Yeah.
times, and just it's a pretty small set of sites, so just having that utility to zone off what little ground is even there is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's not something like Breeze where like it is so out and open. A lot of like these entrances to the site are just wide enough where you can just throw down an Astra smoke and just cut it off entirely. I already know for a fact we're going to be seeing Cypher. That has made itself very clear on this map. Cypher on B site, literally you can't do anything about it.
Yeah,
The trip there, you try so hard, and unless you have something like a Fade with a Prowler or Yoru with the decoy, it's not possible. Here we're gonna see. This is gonna be last year's replay against Colorado State. On bind, classic Daimyo knife. He pulled it out many a time, and it seems like it was a little bit of a back and forth here with Boise State taking the first match.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
see-
like I remember this. I do remember this. No, this wasn't last.
Yeah.
This was last week. Sorry, I said last year. What's going on with me? Yeah, that match, that round specifically was very weird.
just chasing them right back into the spike explosion.
Yeah, I remember it a little bit too well. Yeah, I do remember this one. I believe the final score for Bind was 13 to. Was it 7? I think it was 7.
Okay.
Boise State
Yeah.
did end up winning this map as well, I believe. If I'm remembering correctly, I could be very wrong. I also do remember we did see the deadlock on this map, which is huge. We don't see deadlock very often. with
Yeah, you don't
admittedly
see
good
deadlock
reason.
at all.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but like current state of the character, come on.
Yeah,
It just
Which
don't-
is a shame because a lot of their abilities are very cool in concept.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, and it was very cool to see Deadlock in action, but I think you'll kind of be able to tell, like, through this game, a lot of what you'd expect it's just not quite up to par with what other Sentinels can put up to, except for, like, a stun outside of hookah or a stun below the box on A site. There's not a lot of good utility placements, I guess.
Yeah, threw the molly there. That's kind of a big brain
Shout
play
out to
where
that
you
ace, by the way.
throw the molly out. They're like, okay, I don't have to look that way anymore. You just run through your own fire.
If I remember correctly, wasn't that the game where we ended up running 5 Buckies? I think it was.
Listen, you can never go wrong with Bucky gaming.
No, you cannot. I think I'm remembering that correctly. I do remember 5 Buckies on bind. I'm not sure if it was that game specifically, but I do know Boise State did run that at one point. As we just wait here for this last match, we did talk about the first match, which is going to be on Sunset. Second one is going to be on bind. Bind has been kind of a classic for Boise State as of late. We've seen a lot of Cypher on it.
Is
We've
it?
seen Gecko, I believe. We did see Gecko in that little replay there. Brim. Most of the standard picks that you'd expect, but no Yoru.
No, Yoru. We've seen Yoru come out by some of these teams, though, to good success.
Yeah.
I feel like Yoru is just one of those characters that you have to put a lot of time just on the character.
Absolutely.
It's kinda like a Sova where you really have to commit to
Yeah.
learning them to get their potential.
I mean, it's not like a lineup perspective, like where you have to know the lineups in order to play Sova, but it's more of like a in-the-moment adaptability and timing with Yoru, which is hard to pull out. I'm seeing a Neon, by the way. That would be pretty neat. I would be totally down for a Neon.
We do see the Rays coming out pretty common on this map, I feel.
And despite the silent nerf, we are going to be seeing a Viper as well.
Yeah. No Neon there. That'd be pretty offense heavy if you had a Raze, Neon, and Breach.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not wrong. No shockers. I'm seeing 2 Cyphers, one being hovered. There's the Astra. I don't even need to talk about Raze. Raze is just expected at this point.
Yeah, it's just kind of these more close combat maps where Raze really shines.
Absolutely the close combat, and also kind of to counter the Cypher, because with the trip placement, there's not a lot of utility to take it out. I mentioned Fade Prowler, I mentioned Yoru, but one of the main things that is absolutely going to take it out is going to be a Raze paint shells. That, if you have the right placement, it is really easy to take out Cypher trips and push that site.
Yep. You see here, Boise State still trying to decide what they want for their last agent. And it will be the Cypher. Getting into things. Boise State Broncos versus the Colorado State Rams. Getting into this first match. This pistol round is going to be pretty huge here. I think Sunset just seems like a really momentum-based map, kind of like how old Icebox was. So just being able to win that first round kind of dictates even like 3 or 4 rounds sometimes.
And here it is, the map. I don't despise this map. I need to clarify, but me and this map got a little bit of issues. All right. It's so weird because I can't exactly pinpoint where it comes from, but something about the design of this map just does not click with me whatsoever. I don't know if it's because it's in LA or just,
I feel like it's a common situation for Valorant. Whenever a new map comes out, the whole community dislikes it. And then before long, it's the only map you see, like Icebox.
I'm aware of that. I'm very well aware of that phenomenon. But it's been months now, and I'm still not a fan.
You're like, I'm not changing my opinion.
Well, it looks like Colorado State's going to be doing a slight push-up B. We are going to see, I did forget to mention, Sova Shockdar also able to take out Cypher trips, but can be huge.
Yeah, running both of them, going to be very difficult for this Cypher to find much value.
We're going to be seeing Daimyo try and peek up here, take out a trip, and immediately run back. Usually if you see a trip there, that is a good sign that Cypher, or Gombi in this case, is going to be hiding around that corner waiting for you to either get hit by it or break it. That's going to be like the call to try and peek it. Fortunately, Daimyo got there before something like this happened. All 5 players congregating outside of A site. 3 pushing elbow. Into Daimyo. 2 get blinded. Takes out 1. Paint shells able to dodge. They get taken out.
Ooh, gets the decay on both of them. Ruriana gets up another one, and Skies will clean it up, bringing it to 1-0 Boise State. Yeah, Colorado State playing things really slow there. They thought about a beat commit, and then partway through decided to see what they could find at A, but we see just Daimyo buying so much time. Only gets 1, but gets so much intel and delays for long enough that the rest of the team can clean up.
Being able to get the trade out there is nice enough. I think it was just unlucky placement for the Paranoia, just not quite reaching everyone. It did hit 2 though, so
yeah,
get your value.
Very smart targeting the one that didn't get blinded by it.
That's going to be 3 all holding outside of B, and they already know the Cypher's there, and everyone is immediately put on edge. They don't really want to push this as fast as they possibly could. That's going to be a huge molly. Going to be doing massive damage to Lettuce. Going to get taken out by Rihanna with another molly. We've talked about this so many times, but oh.
Yeah, Mace.
Mace and Mayhem going to be playing back and getting a little bit of those lurks.
One enemy remaining.
Sky's going to get the trade, and now it's just going to be one lone Gombi. Or Gombi. There we go. I got it.
Ooh. Gets the jump up there and bring him down. So losing 2 there, does Boise State upgrade, or do they just try and bonus this one out?
I think in a case like this, with 2 of your team members getting taken out, I think you just save whatever guns you have and just roll with it. Have the other 2 members who did get taken out in the last round just by sheriffs. And
yeah, we see a interesting spread. They do have enough, though, that they'll be able to buy next round, so it works out. See a Phantom full armor here for Damia.
very aggressive smoke, or
It's
offensive smoke. With a huge blind. I think that's going to blind all 4.
That's another.
Spike down.
Ran
A.
out of ammo, though. Able to take 1 out. He gets traded by Lettuce. Prestige doing something.
You know the relative
One
position
enemy
there.
remaining.
Prestige picking up 1. It's a shot off on Mace, not able to find it though. And Skies on the flank will pick up the kill. Yeah. Man, this hallway is just a place of action here. Just these pushes
kidding.
attempted on it, and they just get stuck halfway in the hall.
That goes there.
See, the fun duty of the Cypher to place all your utility before the round begins. It's like we're playing Rainbow Six Siege here.
I'm also expecting maybe a potential camera through the window. I guess not.
Yep.
We are going to have a breach flashpoint prepared
It's the blind.
with multiple members pushing through alley.
See the smokes coming up.
I'm going to be trying to hold a little bit of an awkward hold here.
Gets
In
the
a blind
paranoia.
Cypher.
Doesn't find it.
Blinded.
The Sheriff's putting in the work.
One enemy remaining.
It's another Rihanna.
Oh. That went by really fast. Am I crazy
Yeah.
for saying that?
Yeah, it went really fast, but it was a little bit back and forth there. Deceptively a bit closer than it should have.
I mean,
See, yeah, not even looking over in that area. Damia just pushing up so aggressively. Still
Damia was
clearing their
able
corners.
to take out, trade 2 for 1. Yeah, just able to bounce off of that. What?
Oh.
A little bit of a strange Cypher line up there. It looks like the Rams are going to be trying to commit up A again.
See the paint shells coming out.
With a stun and an aftershock. It's just going to be a matter of time waiting for this Omen one way.
Gets the blind off. They know where at least a few members of Colorado State are. Sends out the guiding light. Kind of just playing time here. They got some chip damage on Colorado State. Skies unfortunately gets picked here, opening up the mid.
Gonna be walking back towards B or A. I got my letters.
My ult's ready.
All 4
Okay.
hiding there. This could be a really huge ult for Scalasis. Able to
Picks
take out
up
1.
Good use of the blast pack. Knows
shock
where the
dart.
rest of them are.
30 seconds
Yet
left.
another Omen one way to hold them off. They're gonna have to try and push themselves through elbow. Scalasis is gonna take 2
Spike
more.
down A. One enemy remaining.
Oh,
Prestige. Scalasis is gonna trade him out.
Skelesis almost with an ace there. Yeah, this hallway just isn't working out for Colorado State.
Now, I kind of relate to Colorado in that sense. My personal grievances with this map, I understand. But clearly, Boise State knows something I don't, because they are now up 5-0. And it's been a couple close calls, but, I mean, that is...
Yeah.
You haven't lost yet.
Yeah, with this round, I believe this will be 4-by for Colorado.
Little bit of a default here from the Rams. It's in ult economy. Looks like they're going to be up 4-2. They could do a lot of massive pressure this round.
Rihanna right next to each other. Skies goes down. Had the operator. And
Galaxis.
Spike down mid.
like dominoes, falling mid. Skelesis with a 3K. The op should be retrieved as well. So, yeah, if you're Boise State, things are looking good right now.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a timeout here very soon, given just like the current state. Yup. And
Yeah.
just like that, hard read. Guess what they're doing right now?
Frame one to
Frame one. They're in a timeout. Well, I feel like I am a little bit of a fortune teller here. And let me tell you how the rest of this game is going to go. 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, 10, 11, 12, 12-1, 12-2,
Whoa.
12-3, 12-4,
Timeout.
12-5, 12-6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 11. Am I a fortune teller? We'll find out here very soon. But it does make me wonder what exactly Boise State is doing right now that is allowing them to excel, like, in the way that they currently are, you know?
They are holding these angles down, and you see the team coordination with it. Like, it's never just I'm in a risky spot for an easy pick. It's like, no, I'm in a risky spot for an easy pick, but I got two people to back me up if needed. You got the util ready, you got the guiding light from Sky, you got just the omen smokes, the paranoia
Are you
to
seeing
back
what
you
I'm
up.
seeing? Is that a little bit of a Sky Zone in there? That could be a little interesting.
We do see
Rolling Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah. And with that, they are going to be able to take pretty clear control of this site. Takes able to
one.
trade one.
Down A.
We do see Showstopper was also expended there. A lot of util.
Spike planted.
Hunter's Fury coming out as well. 3 ults burned for the side of Colorado.
I know exactly.
4 ults.
Yeah, all 4.
See the neural theft. Atlas Cypher.
Last player standing.
Just Amio. Gets 1. 37 HP. 2 opponents left. Ah, pre-fire.
So, I can't read the future.
Yeah.
Where do I go from here?
Pretending to read the future.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Right
to
in
be fair,
Vegas.
I believe that they used 4 ults that round, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that was 4 ults for the side of Colorado. They had to burn everything to win that round.
If that's what it takes in order to take a round, that's not going to be exactly sustainable for all of the other rounds that it takes where you don't have your ults available. So either, I mean, it's a good start. Don't get me wrong, it's a good start, but where do you go from here?
Yeah, the crazy thing is, if you saw the buy right now, there was a Guardian and a Bulldog on the side of Colorado, even after winning that round.
You are divided.
Cypher's going to hold them out off, and Astra is going to use the last ult for the Rams. Try and take control of this side. Daimyo going to take 2, take 3, 4. No ace though. No ace though. But it's okay because Skies is there to trade out Daimyo. Make sure the last kill goes out.
Yeah, geez, just, I guess he snuck through the Astra wall and they just weren't expecting it. But yeah, that just went from kind of an iffy round to Daimyo just knocking them all over.
Yeah, absolutely. Dino held an absolutely crazy position there.
This
Just able to get pick after pick after pick.
Yep, there's where that cages.
360! Yo!
Got the jukes.
My camera is destroyed.
Gets one. Almost goes down, actually, to classics.
Found my wife.
Finds one trip. Doesn't see the other, though. So, I mean, there is still potential.
Yep. We see this looks like a full save on the side of Colorado. Just some sheriffs and classics. See, Boise State's Omen using their ult here just for some intel.
3 players all outside of this A main. They're getting covered by every angle
One
here.
enemy remaining.
Daimyo gonna take
Spike
3,
down
and it's
A.
gonna be all down to this Astra, who was able to get a good flank. Takes one. Fortunately, not able to grab that Vandal on the ground.
Gets some pretty good damage in, but not gonna bring down Skies here.
1 HP. Ugh, I would be very upset.
Nope. That's all you need.
This goes here.
What?
That's all you need.
This should do.
Yeah, that's all you need,
goes
baby. That's all I need to keep me going.
Yeah. See, Damio here, 12 and 6. Skelesis right behind, 11 and 4.
Yeah, we've been seeing Daimyo a lot of times getting these off angles and just profiting off of them to an insane degree.
I feel like if Daimyo, you ever see them get kills, it's usually a lot of them in a short amount of time.
And able to take the first, but Ray Rihanna is able to trade, gets traded. So it is going to be 3 to 4.
Yeah, they know where they're at. Skelesis, this cheeky off
Spike
angle.
planted.
The spike going down. Gonna try to get a hold on everything that they can. Daimyo
Intel.
sees Lettuce. Had
For
to
turtle.
jump up. He's just not going to be able to get the shot.
Last player standing.
Just barely. Skelesis knows where they're at, but they're playing very patient.
Not Lettuce, though. Lettuce wants it. He got it. 8 to 2 now. I mean, for both teams, it absolutely could be worse.
Yeah,
And I'm not aware of whether or not defense is easier or more difficult on this map. I wouldn't be surprised if defense is a little easier. So, I mean, get your rounds that you can. But, I mean, 8 to 2 is definitely, I mean,
we're nearing a
an urban myth, a legend as it were, the
Yeah.
9-3.
Wow, my eyes are
9-3. We see the Bucky coming out.
Love a good Bucky. And it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be the Rams trying to push up through mid here. A lot of tiles.
Yeah, not really much. As I say that, gets some good damage. Gets them through the wall. Blind coming out.
Oh,
Mace, though, gonna get the kill.
Manhan and Astra are both very low.
Spike down mid.
And very aggressive here.
Ray Rihanna trying and unfortunately just not able to find anyone.
Last player
Lettuce.
standing.
Skelesis picks up Lettuce, though. Will avenge Prestige here. 1 versus 2. Has
Spike
the
planted.
2 blast packs, which we've seen Ray's blast pack jumps can really get people off guard.
Okay, I don't know what that was.
Just showing off the weapon, you know.
I guess to try to bait your position. Oh, I see what they're doing, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Both players gonna be rotating all the way around.
Listen, it's a very visually appealing map. They may as well check it out.
Yeah, you mean you can hear the Boise State players? They're confused. Where are they at?
See the paint shells. Oh, unable to find Manhan.
Last
I mean,
round
in a
before the
situation
switch.
like that, I think this map really excels, or that side specifically, there's so many angles that you can be hiding behind, so it's really difficult once a plank goes down, especially in a 1v2, so you can't put too much on it.
Yeah.
Sky's once again with another Bucky as well, by the way.
Now the question is, you try and win this round and go 9-3, or is it a tactical loss?
Tactical loss? I mean, that's how I describe it if I lose this round. It's all tactical.
All part of the plan.
Prepared with the setup. Gonna be attempting to push through.
You want to fight it?
You see the Astra coming up,
Ooh, gets one, gets
Yes.
two.
Spike down B.
and will go down in a blaze of glory.
Absolutely spammed. But it will
Stop.
take two. That's pretty big.
Takes two. One had Showstopper,
Yeah.
and the other, that basically burned all of Astra Wall.
Damiel also able to take out Lettuce. Lettuce has been shown to be a very strong member of the Rams, so taking him out is going to be huge here. Leaving just Gombi as well as Rice.
I know exactly where
Neural
you
theft.
are.
As well as Viper's Pit is down.
This could be a little bit big for them with that ult going out. Both able to be pushing the site.
Plant will go down.
Spike
Spike
planted.
planted. And oh,
Enemy remaining.
Gets one. Sends out the guiding light. Knows where they're at. Reach has a lot of wiggle room here. Gets the flank, but not going to be enough. And Skelisys will bring him down, bringing this to 9-3.
oh.
Skelisys specifically will be bringing this
Skelis is going to
round.
clutch up the 1v1. Let's go. There were no other players, you know. It's always up to Skelis to clutch, you know.
There was no one else on that side.
Yeah, I don't know.
Skelisys cleared it.
Is this false footage? What is this? I clearly remember Skelis being in a 1v2 here. Yeah. No, this is right. No, that's some kind of messed up footage. I don't know who that other guy is. Hayden, I hate to admit it. I think I might be going a little bit insane. Going? Wow, look at these shirts.
That one's got a cat on it.
Yeah, big fan of the cat tee. The Golden Gate Bridge.
Is that a scuttle crab? It's the guiding light, making some room. Shock dart's coming out though, not gonna find anyone. Second shock dart, not gonna find anyone.
Cover going out.
At this point,
Oh.
whoa! Gonna be pushed up
Very
really
aggressive.
quick up mid.
Cover going out.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate the unexpected play.
Manhen able to get all the way through their spawn. They didn't even see him there. Mace as well, just holding these really strong angles, able to take out Sky, is going to turn this into a 4v4. They may be expecting Manhen from behind with the Trailblazer. Rayrion's got to hold off two here. Able to take, if you can take out Mace, I'd consider that a win. The Molly.
Gets one, yep.
Prestige able to take out Manhen.
Two.
It's all up to Rayriana. Right
One
click.
enemy remaining.
That's what I'm talking about.
Going for the knife, and we'll find it.
Resident Evil.
You see Boise State regressing to get those knife kills.
I mean, we've seen that a lot with them. Tactical.
Yeah, because
I mean, in this case, I think it is tactical. After you right click 4 times and you don't hit anything with it. What did I say?
I don't believe it's like Counter-Strike, right? You don't get extra money for.
No, you
knife.
don't. It's just a flex.
Yeah. That'd be an interesting mechanic if they brought that into this. Boise State would be swimming in money.
Oh, gonna get
Tripwire,
tripped.
but gonna find him anyway.
It's gonna be those cipher trips. Always dangerous.
Were those trips layered over each other?
Not sure.
Because there's another
That'd be
one.
a little weird if it was. I can see it though.
Guiding Light makes a space here. Daimyo pushing up. Prestige actually picks up.
One
Lettuce.
enemy remaining.
It's gonna
Last
turn to
player
1v1.
standing.
Aries.
Prestige does have a Guardian. Could be bit. Hello.
And Lettuce for Turtle. We'll find Prestige there.
I mean, I said it before. I'll say it again. I mean, Daimyo, of course, and Skelos, they're doing really well in terms of the KDA, but I also think we need to recognize that Lettuce is going absolutely absurd. He kind of, yeah, he's, in terms of his team, he's been doing the most.
Yeah.
He's been playing not a lot of lurking. He's just getting direct 1v1s, and he's winning.
See a risky buy by Boise State here. Kind of forcing up.
Except for Prestige, running the classic. Don't right-click it, though.
Listen, you're just not believing hard enough.
With the nade to attempt, wait.
Oh,
Okay.
Ruriana picks up Mace. Massive, gets spotted, but we'll be able to teleport away.
Skies.
Lucky Gaming.
Come on, Skies, you got this. It's a little bit more. Ah, that's the Bucky
One
moment.
enemy remaining.
You know, just have a teammate there to get the rest of the damage for you. You're
Yep.
chilling.
It's like, I got him low, all you now.
Yep, Gambi is now left with just, 33 HP. That's going to be an easy shot. Yeah.
Thrifty coming out. Bucky Gaming.
It's not going to show in terms of the KDA, but I'm pretty sure that Skies Bucky was a game changer for that round.
Oh, yeah. A Bucky and a Classic versus two Phantoms. Who wins?
Who wins? Let me tell you. His name starts with a B and it ends with an Ucky. And let me tell you, it's not Blucky. It's Bucky.
Here we
Is
are.
that called the Striped Tiger?
I believe so.
Sick. Be weird if the tiger wasn't striped, though, admittedly.
That's it. Unstripes your tiger.
The unstriped tiger. Skelos and Skies.
Oh.
Wait. Manhen going crazy with the Sheriff. Just like that, it's suddenly going to be a 3v2.
Colorado, we've seen their Sheriff gameplay is actually pretty crazy. Know generally where they're at.
This could be big here. No.
Oh.
You're not going to do it.
They got their AirPods
No
in.
way. There's no way.
One enemy
One.
remaining.
You know what? You know what? You take one. What? Oh. Okay, okay.
Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I respect it. I respect it. But, I mean, at the same time, you have left Raze with 4 HP. That is a little too close.
Ooh. I'm like just
think-
waiting. It's like someone's gonna turn around, right?
I think if you're going to do something like that, you got to hit them with a blind. And that way it scares them really bad, you know? You know, you blind them, it's so like you can't see where the knife is coming from, and then that gives you the opportunity to go for the second. Could be cute.
Listen, when you got the dual kunais, you gotta show them off as much as possible. Showstopper coming out.
got your trail.
Showstopper and a paranoia. And
Spike
Skies with a
down,
Bucky
B.
and a dream. Gambi is able to take out 2. And we're looking at a 2v3 situation. It is match point though.
Poison's off.
Yep, this kind of all or nothing for Colorado State.
You know, leave Rice
Oh.
with 1 HP.
remaining.
Hello.
Ririana though, lining them up, knocking them down.
Me and Rice is not in a great position right now. Can just leave Boise State to rotate over to A.
Last player
Playing a
standing.
dangerous game, my man. Why are you doing that? Why are you jumping around with the
Oh, and Skelesis will pick up the
Attackers
last kill.
win.
That'll be map 1 for Boise State. Next, going to Bind.
13-4. Very, very strong. I don't know if that was just because of Boise State's really strong defense or, you know, just
I mean, we saw their offense was still just as impressive.
their offense was very strong. let me ask you something. You have a situation where you see two people in front of you and you have a knife. Are you going for it, or are you taking the gun out and just getting the easy 2K?
Listen, for me, just getting a double kill is something, so.
But think of the mental aspect to it. You get a
True.
knife out, and there's two players left right next to each other. How do you think you feel after that? How do you feel? Me
True. You saw
personally-
the breach do the 180 in a second.
Me personally, in a situation like that, that is going to mess me up for the rest of the game. All right? These players are stronger than I am, or will ever be. I get knifed in that situation, I'm going.
Yeah, just right off. Ooh.
But me personally, in that situation, I'm going for the knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like our next map might actually be Ascent here.
Yeah, it's going to be. No, I think that's wrong. I think we're going to bind, if I'm hearing correctly, and it is going to be Colorado on defense first.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong,
Yeah,
but
we've seen Boise State play a pretty mean bind.
they have played a very mean bind, and I've been told I am so right for that. I know my stuff.
How does he do it? Fortune teller.
Yeah, I was right all along. You just couldn't see it. Well, I mean, in terms of bind is my favorite map personally. I'm a big bind fan.
Bind's a great map. I think that's something we both can agree on.
I mean, just looking at replays of this game, I'm just trying to figure out what it was exactly that allowed Boise State to do so well, and I do think a lot of it comes down to the use of utility and a lot of like team coordination. I think one of the strongest pieces of utility that we've seen time over and over and over, and let me stress one more time, over again, would be Snakebite. The amount of utility that you get out of that is absurd. It's just being able to just shoot somewhere and just I think the term is weakening them, so they're just 2-shot instead of being 4. It's wild.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think one of the best examples of teamwork that we've seen from this is that Bucky play where they just get him low and then the classic finishes them off. Like, they won a thrifty off that pretty much. There was a couple other kills on as well, but, like, that was the main push. And just being able to shut that down with a Bucky and a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I saw that coming. I thought he was going to get a lot more than one there at that moment. But, I mean, you can't be too upset with that. Getting able to get one with ult is not bad. And they were able to get the win with that.
Yeah. We see here, we've seen Colorado State was actually pretty good with these sheriffs.
Oh,
though.
yeah, absolutely. They were pretty scary with them.
Yeah, I mean, just gain a lot of their kills were with the sheriffs, I felt like. So you could never be you can't really take these one-on-one fights sometimes because the threat of them just one-shotting you is pretty high. I've noticed, haven't seen any outlaws.
No, Outlaw's tricky. Outlaw kind of works more as like a flex op. Like you don't have enough for an op, but you don't want a vandal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's niche, I guess, and it works really well as like a second round buy or a buy where you know that they are going to be saving. But outside of that, it's hard to use properly. I mean, given it does 140 to the body, unless you know for a fact that you are the GOAT and you can just either one-tap them to the head or just straight back-to-back shoot them before they can react, it's difficult to use properly.
Okay.
Not as difficult as Marshall per se, because Marshall only does 101, I believe. So it's similar territory, but
a little bit more.
You have to,
variance.
You can't with a Marshall, you can't just switch to like even like a shorty and then try and shoot them long range. But with an Outlaw, you can do some dumb stuff. You are free to like pop out the frenzy from like 50 meters away and just pray. I think you can get it. And Outlaw and Marshall both work really well for chamber. There's that knife kill again. was that 2? I think
That was
I
2
swear there
knife
was a third.
kills.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Boise State
They
is.
went for the third. For sure.
They went for the third. That's true.
You can see, was it this? Not this one, but there was one of them where they go for the knife kill. I think 2 people go down, so the last person just picks them. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, calm down, guys. Yeah, and for bind, what kind of agents are you looking for here?
Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Yoru.
Yoru. I never would have guessed.
Yeah, you never would have guessed. I mean, I love Yoru on this map specifically. Cypher, it's also very strong. We've seen a lot of...
Speaking of agents.
Yeah, Brim, Sky, Gecko standard. We're not going to see Yoru. I'm going to say it now. Everyone is too... I'm not going to say what I want to say. Everyone picks Raze. On like almost every map except for maybe Breeze, we're going to be seeing a Raze, which I think is a little unfortunate. But, hey, you play to what works. Don't tease me like that. Yeah.
You're too jaded at this point.
I'm too jaded for this, yeah. Especially when you've already got 2 of the most standard picks for, you know, duelists in the game.
It's
what a
really,
shocker.
at this point, like, what do you have? A Raze. How original.
I am a big, huge fan of doing, like, the unexpected picks or unexpected maps. It doesn't just have to be agents. I love doing maps that usually don't see the light of day, or just, you know, characters that you don't see a lot in the professional play. I'm a big fan of that.
You know, that explains Sunset. That is definitely in the light of day.
I think Sunset's a little different because I think it's become a little conventional. I'm talking like, I mean, I know it's not in rotation right now, but I'm talking like a Fracture, you know? Something like that.
I straight up forgot that map existed.
Just you wait. May 16th, I'm throwing out a random date. I don't know when it's coming back. I hope it's soon, though. I love Fracture.
You already been predicting the future.
I love maps where you can throw out niche strategies or, like, you know, niche characters, and it just works, you know? Stuff like that, I'm a big fan of. I find myself in a lot of the games that I play, I am often playing the characters that are usually not considered very good, but very fun to play, and that is Yoru to a T. There's a lot of characters like, you know, in terms of characters or controllers, Harbor, Initiators, it can go... I don't know. I think a lot of the Initiators get used pretty evenly. If I had to say one, though, it would probably be Fade. Sentinels, Deadlock. I was a big fan of that Deadlock coming out. Fortunately, underperformed a little bit just because, you know, it's hard to utilize properly. But if someone takes the time to figure out how it works, I think it can go absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that also brings up a good point. I feel like we haven't seen Fade in a long time here.
Yeah.
Just falling out from the dominant shot. Skies and Damio get these kills, clean out east side completely. And we actually see a TP to A side after they take
Spike
side.
down A.
Manhen able to take out 1, leave it in a 3v4. All 3 holding on to the spike right now. Does not seem like the plan worked out as well as they wanted it to.
Guiding lights. Oh,
whoa, hello. Lettuce able to take out 2 with the Sheriff.
Spike down
Gonna be a 1
A.
and 2 here. They know Gombi's one shot. Come on, he's one shot, please! Ah! Give me my water. I need a drink.
While Dallon's recuperating from that.
They know he's one shot. You don't need to go for the headshot. Please. Just consider how much damage he has taken and go off of that. I mean, maybe they didn't know.
That was a daring play on Boise State's side. They took B side.
Yeah, it was really
But I
interesting.
think they expected to rotate.
I think there's a little bit of, you know, I think overthinking is something that happens a lot. They're like, oh, I'm going to go through the TP, and then they're going to instantly rotate. But then they're going to come back, and it's just going to be like the straight up waiting there the whole time. Just waiting. Lettuce able to take out another one with Sheriff. Lettuce is very scary with that.
Luckily, they do see the second trip. See the dog coming out here, clearing some ground.
Toxin screen down.
Ruriana, good smoke. Lettuce is here.
And with
You
two
notice
Bulldogs. Go ahead.
Lettuce swapping to a duelist here, kind of.
Wingman's planting.
Don't know if that's planned or if, you know, Lettuce has been playing pretty well. So maybe they're just like doubling down on that.
Prestige tries. Oh, able to find Lettuce.
Last player standing.
Some good damage onto Brim. But
Again.
will
Little
be
bit of heal,
healed
though.
up.
Could catch him off guard.
Good damage on both of them. Picks up the Bulldog, gets one, and finds the other.
Don't even
Prestige
try
with
me.
the 4K and the spike.
I mean, really
Ooh.
good timing there on that. I mean, I don't know if he knew, again, like level of overthinking stuff of just like, I don't know if he knew that they were healing
I
at
think
that
he
exact
could-
moment.
Can allies see or enemies see the ring?
They don't see the radius of like the green, but like they can see people being healed, you know, like the green off of like the aura around a player, but outside of that, it's hard to identify.
Okay, yeah. In that case, I mean, that was just really good timing at the
Very well
minimum.
timed, absolutely.
Guiding light. Clearing out short here. Getting the nade out, getting the dog. Spots
able
him
to
in the
find.
smoke.
Yeah, there we go.
Not much you can do there. Wingman cam.
Wingman, getting the bomb down. Let's go. With another flash, not able to find man. Okay, able to get
Splitting their damage a
enemy
little bit.
remaining.
Will pick up the kill in the end. And Skelesis picks up NACE to finish the round.
That happened very quickly.
Yeah, that was just a not necessarily drawn out fight, but it was a lot of very short fights spread out over a small period of time.
Yeah, I was very concerned in that moment. I know we had a gun advantage, but at the same time, you're going into a 2v1, and that's not something you usually want to be doing.
We see
Skelesis might be trying to do some sort of lineup here with the mosh. Never mind.
I've
Thought
got
about
your
it.
trail.
we see
Oh, Lettuce.
guys.
I think the Rams recognize that Lettuce is very scary and should be playing duelist
There's
right
another.
now. He's been consistently getting 1 to 2.
Wingman cam. Let's go.
Let's go, Wingman.
Time
Seems very consistent that Lettuce is able to get 1 or 2 kills every round.
Down you go.
Daimyo able to take 1. Whoa.
Gets the intel, and
Let's
then,
not repeat that. Let's not do that.
unless
One
Prestige
Let's not.
gets one.
Let's stop peeking. Let's stop peeking. Let's stop doing
Lettuce.
that.
Got the point-and-click adventure here for Lettuce.
We are forgetting one of the docs keys of the game. I think it got removed by my own, which, don't get me wrong, is very important. Don't trust the right click. But it's don't ego peek the op. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
What about trusting the right click on the op?
What are you talking about? Get this man. Get this man off of Mike. No. I don't know. It's ego peeking with the op. Very, very risky. Not a lot of reward. You know, usually
Not when you're playing Jet.
Not when you're playing Jet. They got that get out of jail free card if they get the pick off you, or even if they miss the shot. We're
Yeah.
gonna be seeing that here again if they are foolish enough
Get
to
a
peek
play
long.
these
Monster on
deadly
the loose.
off angles. We see the
There we
Gecko
go.
coming out. No, I believe they know where Lettuce is, but did not detain them. Prestige actually picks up Lettuce though. Wingman.
Where is everyone?
Neural theft coming out. You need to find somewhere to move. Second scan as well.
One
Daimyo
enemy
picks
remaining.
up one. They know where last is relatively. And Skelesis with a nice headshot.
You want more?
Clean that up.
Well, I mean, I think that round especially shows that Boise State needs to recognize the danger that is Lettuce. Able to get a very, very quick 2K there with the op. Fortunately, all three members were able to band together and take out, you know,
Yeah.
the op. But
I believe, yeah, Prestige getting that kill on Lettuce early.
Come on, little homies. Let's get it.
Got the menacing stare here.
on the slow spin, not gonna give Gecko the bomb. It seems like we're gonna get led Ray's plant. No wingman this time.
See, they expect the wingman to be planting this. Lettuce with the knives, doesn't matter what they have.
Lettuce has knives, able to take one. It's gonna be a 5v2. Well,
Get the
well. And suddenly it's even
Damien
once
with the-
again.
The
Last player
showstopper
standing.
will pick up
One
Skelesis
enemy
here.
remaining.
Damien with 4. Gets the ace. Gets the ace.
Now what the? Wow. Okay, let's analyze this real quick. I'm going to give you a very, very simple term here. 1-by-1 peeking. It seems like every single member of Colorado State decided that they wanted to peek Daimyo 1-by-1 instead of doing it as a team. And wow, to go from a 5v2 to winning that match, they deserve some rest and relaxation as we enter this timeout.
Really catching some.
I'm going to
quick
catch some Z's myself. You got this, right?
Yeah, and he's out of there, dreaming of Yoru probably being picked in a match.
Decoy. I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, this round specifically, I think identifies the main difference between Colorado and Boise State, and that is just, you know, I think there's a lot of timing that goes into it. I think there's a lot of utility, but I think that there is just this mechanical difference as well. And also, not to mention, there have been a couple just general gun differences as well. I think on that last round specifically, there was jet knives, but there was also a sheriff, I believe.
I think it was. They did pick up one rifle, but
Watch
So-
and learn.
yeah.
You got to recognize what buy is currently taking place from the other team and kind of work off of that, and Daimyo did that to a T.
Lettuce.
Oh, sinking into the
again.
building. Trailblazer gonna try and find anyone.
Healing
Whoa.
over here.
Sabotage.
Spike down A.
Trying to.
Sabotage.
Hawk out.
Don't you dare.
I have the spike.
3v3 here.
Oh, in
Oh,
the wall
no.
going down.
There it is
2
again.
seconds earlier.
Toxins going up.
I wish we had some sort of theme to go off of, like some musical composition every single time we see Lettuce on op, because it's very scary and I get very spooked. Gonna be looking for
Tripwire, I hope. Thank you.
find both trap wires, get the plant down. That's not wingman, but I'll take it. That's a bomb down, and it's a little bit of a tricky situation.
Need to get that kill
Oh.
early.
One enemy remaining.
Moonby.
One enemy remaining.
Rihanna, though, pick some.
Uh-oh, it's the operator. Dun,
Now,
dun.
do you burn the Viper's Pit here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anything to keep
Poison
the op
off.
off. Ah! Ah!
Oh, no.
Ah! Ah!
That's what we call Valorant timing.
Yeah, I've had those moments myself.
You hate to
It's-
see it.
It's okay. We'll get through it.
Oh.
Don't give up. We can still win this, as Lucio will always say. I just I don't know what else to
Oof.
add. I mean, obviously you saw that Jet wasn't there, but I think the problem was, given your positioning, you got to commit to where you think they're gonna go. And I understand the idea of turning around, but when you do that, you are leaving yourself wide open. So I think you got to get off the top of that tube.
That's why you use a trackpad at like 4,000 DPI.
Absolutely.
Poison's off.
Boise State is going to lose one raise. It's going to end up being a 5v4, but
Good free fire.
I've got
have
your
a Viper's
trail.
Pit and Seekers.
Wingman's gonna
Let's
plant
see,
spike.
wingman.
Wingman. Gonna get that,
There they
spike
go.
down. There we go. Yeah. There we go.
You'll love to see it.
Colorado, although still being up
Right
one
here.
player, they do have to go against a Thrash, which could be a huge problem.
Can I just point
Oh
out
yeah,
that
monster
charm
on
on
the
the
loose.
Vandal?
Thrash is gonna go out.
Oh,
Gonna see
Thrash.
two. Gonna tag
enemy
two.
remaining.
Daimyo gonna be able to trade off of that. It's just gonna be up to Lettuce with the op once again, as always.
yeah. And as the clock is ticking down,
At this
believe
point, yeah,
Lettuce-
I think you go for it. Take out that op. Right click.
player
Right clicks. What do I keep saying?
And then
It's up there
Lettuce
for a
does
reason.
go down though.
Those
Lettuce does go
doubters
down.
will never believe me. They say, "Oh
Gun
no,
here.
I tried right click. It worked. It don't. It don't work."
It worked for Lettuce.
Show me that clip again, please. I don't know. Maybe it's just you specifically who I'm talking to and not the other player, you know? You specifically, it does not work for. But for them, yeah, it'll work. But for you, don't try and right click. Two different players there, by the way. Both tried to right click, both failed.
The right click
Don't
giveth
trust
and
the
it
right click.
taketh, but it mostly
Mosh
taketh.
pit.
With the mosh pit going out, probably throwing behind triple.
Oh, the volley.
That's going to take out Mace. It was a very well placed mosh, by the way. I thought it was behind triple, but it was through the ceiling hole. Shout out
Orbital
Wingman.
strike.
Getting that bomb down once more.
The molly.
Smoke's down.
All the util. Oh,
Ooh, that was very close timing.
paint shells.
One enemy
Couple
remaining.
blinds and another paint shot. What? Sabotage once more. I don't know what's going on here.
Right click. Oh no.
Okay.
Gets the knife.
Let's keep
Okay.
the knife count.
Listen, Rice didn't right click and they got him. Is there a connection?
Coincidence?
I
think not. Sabotage.
Very well placed paint shell.
I don't know. I mean, at a point like this, they were very confident in the fact that they were going to win the round. I can't blame them, but going for a knife, I respect it as well. I love this map. It's very pretty.
Oh yeah. See here, 3 on ace.
3 holding down the shower. This could go very, unfortunately,
Ooh,
very quick.
Judge not gonna get any value.
Prestige takes out all 3. Holding
And
down
the wingman. There they go.
Shout out Wingman. The day one.
If no one's got me, I know wingman's got me.
Prestige just trying to bait out this 4th, going for that ace. Oh, surely
Got the
not.
molly.
Daimyo
One enemy
sacrificing
remaining.
himself so that way Prestige could get this ace.
It is lettuce with knives though.
Could be dangerous, but I mean, I think he could do it. Although Prestige is only 1 shot, baiting oneself
No charges
again
left.
to figure. Maybe it was a little too close for comfort. I don't know. I thought they were getting silly so that way they could try and get the ace out, but Rairiana said, nah, I need a kill here, even though I'm already, you know, well, I think it was last round that he was doing well.
God,
I'm seeing an
bringing out
op.
the op.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very cobbled together buy for Colorado here. Boise State going to be in a great position for the round after this too.
The op on
Thinking about it.
offense could be very interesting. I want to see how they use it. Lettuce is not able to op. Haha. left with an unupgraded Sentinels, or not Sentinels, sorry, what's it called? Prelude to Chaos. Unupgraded, what a shame.
Launching smoke.
And there goes Wingman on a journey. Gets through the
Get
trap
him,
wire.
Wingman.
He gets the spike down. What a hero. Daimyo gonna be pushing all the walking mosh.
the mine.
Takes one. Tries to find another, able to take two. Messes up the smoke and is just gonna. What?
Gets the kill. Going, man.
Do I want to see this again? Do I really want to see this again? I'm baffled, frankly.
Listen, you would never expect it. That's why it worked.
I mean, this Smosh spray admittedly was very smart. It did work out very well. Because what kind of insane person would peek through a Molly? Daimyo would.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that, but it worked, you know.
got the lineups here. See where this lands.
Yep, here we go.
Showstopper
Toxins going up.
picking up skies here. Rihanna,
I've
though,
got
gonna
your
trade
trail.
right back. They don't know.
Ooh,
They know.
They know.
Hawk out.
Rice gonna keep fighting to hold
Okay.
control here. of this
Wingman,
ball.
though.
Found one. Spike planted.
Seekers and a Wingman going down.
Monster on
Everyone's
the
just going to
loose.
be trying to reset. A very little bit of an awkward interaction there between Rihanna and Gombi. Going to lead to a 2v2. Brash unable to find anything. Lettuce on that operator once again. Don't want to try and peek that.
Two operators.
Although I will say
player
they are at a bit of a disadvantage
Rihanna
here.
with the
Free
4K
Rihanna.
though.
This is your big moment. There we go.
The
You
ace.
wanted a villain? I gave you a villain.
Clip it. I think, yeah, I mean, in a moment like this, although it was a 2v2, Skies is one shot, and I think, or not Skies, Sky, singular, aka Rice, is one shot. And they were just able to capitalize off of that.
Not Skies, Rice.
It's Rice.
Who is Sky?
The plural of Sky is Skies, aka, I believe it's, who's Skies playing? Is it Brim? Who's Skies playing?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, we'll figure it out soon enough.
Poison oil.
Mariana going to be holding a very close angle here. Lettuce
one.
going to go all the way through. Manhen, Gombi going to trade out Skies. Gombi going on a little bit of a rampage here with just a ghost. It is round half, so
Spike
first round
planted.
bye, sidearms for everyone.
Dizzy's up top. Somebody's there.
Flash towards Manhen.
Wingman
Wingman going to
going
go out.
Down with
One.
Takes one,
enemy
takes
remaining.
two. Sheesh proceeds. Okay, all right, buddy, I see you,
Oh.
but it's not quite enough. Daimyo, I assure you, you are going to die if you go for that. You are only 45. And just like that, we are now up 3-10.
It's the kill.
Bonk the truck. Cinematic. Well, I mean, at a point like this, I believe both timeouts have already been used. And you got to wonder what exactly the play is going to be here for the Rams. They're
Yeah.
not going to be buying up. Which, I mean, at a
Yeah,
point like
it's,
this, 3-10, honestly, me, myself, and I buy up here. I go full shield stinger, and I go crazy.
Yeah, you do have the one extra round.
That's, yeah. Bucky. Ooh, Shorty ain't nothing on me, man.
Gets the shot.
Sheriff
but
something on me,
Spike
man.
planted.
Shout out Wingman getting that bomb down. Or, no, listen, Big Man. That was a different person. Wingman is going all the way to U-Haul. Trying to fight it all by himself. What a brave soul.
One down.
Ariana able to take out 1, 2 through the smoke.
Blinded. One enemy remaining.
Wow! Okay, man. All right. I know you were like that, but I didn't know you were like that. That was, jeez. insane headshots there.
Wingman going all out.
Shout out Wingman. The realest one I know. Bink,
Yeah, Ririana just kind of
bonk,
walks in there.
dink, donk. It's that simple. It's how you play the game. You just click heads and you win. 3-11. Colorado gonna feel very forced to buy up here. They can't afford to lose too many rounds here.
Pulling out the bird, gets a blind.
If they can get
the
that lettuce,
shot.
that'll be so huge. Whoa! 3 there.
A lot of people low, but they will be healed. Oh, lettuce actually does go down.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, you're just gonna let him get away with that?
Spike down A.
Slick like that?
One
No,
enemy
surely not. All right.
No Bucky.
That's why I love Bucky. Bucky just allows you to do stuff like that. Trailblazer gonna stand there. Very strong, very powerful. Prestige, though.
Oh, that Bucky. I don't know if
That
they were
Bucky.
completely blind or if they just held their fire for a second.
Yeah, I
but
think they were blind, and they kind of assumed that Cypher, or not Cypher, Raze just cleared it for everyone else when that evidently was not the
Listen,
case.
you give it a half glance. That's fine enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, match point here. See it once again.
Yeah, we got Showstopper and Jellyfish.
Never doubt the power of neural theft, though. That could change the
Oh,
game.
like Neural Theft with the second ping now is actually pretty strong. I remember only doing the one. Oh, the blind.
I'm hallucinating this entire match.
Spike down. Attacker spawn.
Gets him in the corner.
One enemy remaining.
And it will just be one, but that one is lettuce.
And if my eyes don't deceive me, it looks like we're going for the knife once more. But
They have the
man
spike.
is not able to get that. Oh. Yep.
The
All right, you
Bucky.
get this though. You get this though. No,
One
you're
enemy
gonna
remaining.
die. You're gonna die, obviously. So I mean, at a point like this, you still have to get bombed. But what if?
Real-
No. Lettuce is very aware. Lettuce is very aware.
They don't know.
I've said it many times. Lettuce is scary. I feel like everyone's underestimating this player.
spike sites.
Lettuce, very, very aware, and that round shows it. Just completely 180. He's like, no.
He's like, they're coming from this
He's
side.
behind me, isn't he?
He's behind me.
He's right behind me, isn't he? Yeah. I don't know. Lettuce. Jeez, he's going crazy. Unfortunately, since he's on offense now, he can't be opping like he used to.
Poison orb remaining.
Not quite.
A little bit of a gap smoke here could be huge. With the Trailblazer, snake bite.
Oh,
Gonna find Skelesis. Manhattan might be able to capitalize off of that. Oh, that's gonna be huge.
Sending crash,
Skelesis is right behind you, isn't he? Yeah. Yeah, he is.
One enemy remaining.
oh,
out of
the
my way.
prestige.
Oh, no.
Spike
Here
down
we go.
B.
It's Lettuce. Got the knives out. It is absolutely losable here. I don't think we should be going for knives again.
Gets
Oh.
the shots.
No, he's
Knows their
low.
position. One knife left.
See ya.
You're not that guy. I'm sorry to tell you. You're not him.
Blocking sight.
They thought.
You gotcha.
Oh,
There we go.
prestige with the 4K.
Defenders
to clean
win.
things up. Boise State beats the Colorado Rams in the semifinals. Going to the finals on Saturday, I believe.
Finals.
Yeah, we see them here celebrating, fist bumps all around. Bringing it all the way.
All the way. We didn't even have to go to the icebox. It was a clean 2-0. I mean, I believe, what was the final score of that last match?
I believe it was 13-4.
13-4? Then both games were both 13-4. Not, I mean, there's plenty of wiggle room, and they just kind of rolled right through. I mean, any final thoughts you have after a game like that?
And just Boise State's teamwork utility has been insane. Like, I think we mentioned that before, but that just seems why they're so strong. They're never fighting by themselves, or at least without the available util of a teammate. And it just shows time and time again.
Well, I mean, after something like that, we will see you again very soon for the finals match. Check this out. We'll see. Yeah, top 5 ready. I don't know. So, I mean, good game, everybody. And, I mean, hey, we'll see you very soon. Finals match versus Nevada is what I hear. Very soon. Here is your top 5 plays. Bye-bye. Going to be attempting to push through.
You want to find it?
See that?
Ooh, gets 1, gets 2.
Spike down.
8 shells, able to dodge. And they get taken out.
Ooh, gets the decay on both of them. Ruriana gets them another.
Walking
through the ball.
Takes 1. Tries to find another, able to take 2. Messes up the smoke.
Oh, Lettuce actually does go down.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, you're just gonna let him get away with that?
Spike down.
Slick like that? No, surely not. All right.
One down.
Ruriana able to take out 1, 2 through the smoke. Jeez.
One enemy remaining.
Wow. Okay.